My name is Yali Watsons. Due to some circumstances, I'm living with my in-laws and my sil, Emily. But this sil is quite the nemesis for me. Actually, she's quite the handful. She always causes trouble for my in-laws and my husband, Matthew. Basically, she can't live without being the center of attention. I don't want to be involved with people like her. But since she's my sil, I can't just not deal with her, sigh. I mean, she even fakes illness without batting an eye. Moreover, I feel like neither my in-laws nor Matthew realize her true nature. She wasn't like this before we got married. My husband Matthew is an only child, and his parents run their own business, so he has to help out. That's why we got married on the condition that we live together. Right now, Matthew is working as a company employee. He's supposed to take over the family business once his parents retire. Until then, he's gaining work experience at a company. He says he wants to study business management to some extent. As for my sil, I've heard she's been frail since she was little. I hadn't asked in detail, but she's been in and out of hospitals. She looks pretty healthy now, but my in-laws, especially my Phil, are worried and won't let her live alone. She's their precious only daughter and like the apple of their eye. She's also quite overprotected and doesn't work. She's currently suffering from a mental illness. Whether she truly has a mental illness or not, her depression is so unmanageable that she's repeatedly in and out of the hospital. When things get tough, she hyperventilates. Every time, my in-laws and Matthew worry about her. Yes, my SIL's condition is ongoing. That's why my in-laws don't let her work. They say it would be a bother if she collapsed at work. I think my sil just doesn't want to work, and it's all a scheme. Why did I choose a family like Matthew's? Because Matthew is an incredibly good person. He's competent at work, considerate, and suave. I thought I'd marry him no matter what the conditions were. Plus, I only found out about living with his parents after he proposed. And I only learned about living with his sister when we met each other's parents.
Yelly, I forgot to mention, but I have an older sister living at home. She's still staying at our place, so I think we'll live together until marriage.
Marriage, as in, will your sister move out when you and I get married?
No, the deal is she'll live at home until she gets married.
By the way, when is your sister planning to get married?
There's no plan for marriage at the moment. First, she needs to find a boyfriend. She's frail, so she might cause you some trouble, Yelly. But we'll be family, so you'll help out, right?
Matthew asked me with puppy dog eyes, and all I could say was yeah, of course. I couldn't say I didn't sign up for this at that point. And that's how we get married and started living together. I think she's been hospitalized at least twice a year since we get married. Every time, it's a hassle to go to the hospital to pick up her laundry. I also have to help out with the family business. Usually, I'm the one who goes to the hospital during the day when my sil is hospitalized. My Phil used to visit her every day, but he has the store to take care of. When she's hospitalized, I'm basically running errands for my sil. And when she's in the hospital, she's even more demanding.
Yelly, make some tea quickly. Oh, you're so slow at everything.
My sil, looking grumpier than usual, would say, I'll make it right away, so please wait a moment. I'd grumble to myself, do it yourself, but I'd still prepare the tea. My days are always so tough. I wake up at 5 a.m. and start by preparing breakfast. I wake everyone up and pack Matthew's lunch. Then I clean and go shopping, and after that, I help out at the store and start preparing lunch. During hospital stays, I take care of my sil, and since the family business is a liquor store, I also deliver alcohol. Even after she's discharged, taking care of my sil is a must. Maybe she thinks of me as some kind of maid. After that, I'm busy preparing dinner. But today, I feel a bit more at ease. After all, tomorrow is our wedding anniversary, and I have plans to go out. I've been pushing through the tough times for this day. Emily, sorry to keep you waiting. Your tea is ready.
Oh, it's way too late.
Saying that, my sil sips her tea. Emily, I'll be out tomorrow, so if anything comes up, please call your mom, okay?
Leaving me behind. Where are you going?
Emily, I told you, didn't I? Tomorrow is our wedding anniversary, so I'll be going out.
Oh, is that so?
Finally, I'll be free from my cell tomorrow. I couldn't wait for tomorrow to come. And the next day, my cell didn't get up in the morning. My in-laws and Matthew were worried. Amidst this, I was getting ready to go out, but it was gone. The necklace that was also a keepsake from my dear mother. I was sure I had placed it on the vanity, yet I searched every corner of the room, but I couldn't find it no matter what. Amidst this, I was called to my SIL's room. She was thirsty and wanted some tea, so I reluctantly brought some to her room. The moment I entered my SIL's room, I found it. Yes, the remains of my precious necklace. The chain of the pearl necklace must have broken, and pearls were scattered on the floor. There were only 2 scattered, but I didn't miss them. Emily, what is this? I asked.
Huh? The pearl necklace broke.
This is...
Sorry. It was yours, Yelly, wasn't it? I didn't mean any harm.
Terrible. You knew it was important to me and did it on purpose.
What? I'm apologizing, right? Stop nagging me. Anyway, I'm feeling sick. Forget about that trivial stuff and bring me my tea already.
Trivial. After you use someone else's stuff without permission.
I said I'm sorry, so there's no need to get so mad.
Hearing my SIL shouting, my Phil came rushing in.
What's going on?
Yelly won't forgive me even though I apologized.
What happened?
Emily broke the necklace that was a keepsake from my mother. It was the only keepsake and very important to me.
That's why I'm apologizing.
Does apologizing make everything okay?
Don't yell like that. Cough, cough.
Isn't that a bit much towards a sick person?
Sick? Are you really sick? If you're sick, does that mean you can use and break someone else's things without permission? I couldn't stand being harassed by my SIL anymore and snapped back at her, causing her to start hyperventilating.
Hey, are you okay? Emily, this is bad. Her breathing is erratic. Breathe slowly, okay?
But my SIL's hyperventilation didn't stop.
What should we do? She's not calming down. Call 911.
As I was about to call an ambulance, she somehow calmed down. Angry, my Phil started to drive me out.
What if something happened to Emily? Can't you be a bit kinder to a sick person? If you dislike it that much, you're welcome to leave. We don't need someone who's useless.
I didn't miss the smirk on my SIL's face at that moment, and so I left the house without anywhere to go. Before I knew it, I was holding the broken keepsake necklace, sitting in a park. How long had I been there? Then a man with a mobster-like intimidating face approached me.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Nothing much.
That's not a nothing much face. Why don't you come with me?
Why? I was being dragged off somewhere against my will, not understanding why. Let me go. Please stop.
What are you planning to do, staying in a place like this? I won't harm you.
I had already lost the will to live, so I even thought it wouldn't matter if the mobster killed me right there. Thinking that, I felt my body go limp. The mobster-looking guy dragged my unresisting body into a car. After driving for a while, we arrived at a deserted beauty salon. There was an old house next to it. This is how I was taken in by the mobster. Life in the mobster's house began. It was a rather poor household, but I had a lot of fun. The mobster had a wife. It seems she ran the beauty salon. Actually, I was a hairstylist until I got married. Since I also studied makeup, I decided to help out at the beauty salon until I found a job. At first, I started offering hair setting and makeup services to the customers who came in. Then someone posted about it on social media. And first, the girls from a nearby strip club started coming. Word of mouth from these girls spread rapidly, and gradually, the salon began to thrive. Since it was also a neighborhood with many children, I took reservations for dress-up days at school on social media. Little by little, sales began to increase. So, what was supposed to be just helping out turned into a job offer. I hadn't been in contact with my former in-laws since I left. I tried calling Matthew, but he wouldn't answer, and my messages on WhatsApp were left unread. He is cold, isn't he? after all the effort I put into that family. I once asked the mobster why he was being so kind to me, and he said he couldn't tell me yet. Sometime later, I received a call from someone.
Hello, long time no see, Yali.
Matthew, what do you want now?
Actually, Mom passed away. I thought I should let you know.
After that, I heard about the funeral arrangements from Matthew and hung up. The next day, I headed to my Mill's funeral. There, I saw Matthew and the others for the first time in 2 months. Of course, Mysil was there too, looking bored and fiddling with her cell phone at her own mother's funeral. Come to think of it, Matthew mentioned that he and his sister weren't blood related to their mother. It seems his father and mother were remarried. Even so, I thought it was pretty heartless of her, considering she was raised by that woman.
I'm tired, so can I go home first?
Mysil said, unbelievably. But what was even more unbelievable was my FIL's response.
Emily, you are frail, so go ahead and head home first.
Everyone around was taken aback by his words. I felt terribly sorry for the Mill. After the funeral was over, I approached Matthew. Here, I've filled out the divorce papers, so Matthew, please sign them and submit them.
Understood.
Thus, after the funeral, I headed back. No one stopped me as I returned to the house where the mobster was waiting. I had no expectations for Matthew anymore. From what I've seen, Matthew isn't kind. He's just averse to confrontation. He's fundamentally uninterested in others. That's why he never said anything when his sister put me down. When I sought help, he'd say, I'm tired from work, or you're the wife, so try to get along. Even these 2 months passed without any contact. But now I've found my own happiness and purpose in life. This is all thanks to the mobster. I divorced and completely recovered, continuing to work at the mobster's wife's beauty salon without change. As time passed, the salon became famous. 5 years later, my Phil and Sil came in half mad.
Yali, how long do you plan to stay here? They suddenly yelled, leaving me bewildered.
What does it have to do with you?
What's with that attitude? You haven't dropped by since Mom's funeral. The shop seems to be doing well, yet you've completely ignored your family.
This is all your fault.
What are you talking about? Seeing my Phil for the first time in a while, he had become quite thin. In contrast, my Sil had put on quite a bit of weight.
Even though you are Matthew's wife, you left and never came back. You are only caring about what you want. Don't you think it's stuff that Mom passed away?
How am I being scolded? I was confused. It's been 5 years since I left the house. Why did they come now?
I'm frail, you know. And yet, as his wife, you didn't even take care of me. Normally, you'd help out, right? At least send some money.
That's right. We're living on a pension now. Emily is still frequently hospitalized, and the hospital bills are piling up. Do you even realize you're the only one living comfortably?
I am divorced from Matthew, though.
What are you talking about? Yali, we never filed for divorce. Look, here it is.
Saying that, Mysil showed me the divorce papers.
Matthew was hesitant about divorcing, and it seems he never filed it in the end. So, you're officially still our family. This is all your fault. Take responsibility.
Please leave for now. You're bothering the other customers. My Phil and Sil seem to have found out that the beauty salon I work at is thriving. They probably came to ask for money. At that moment, the door to the beauty salon opened, and the mobster appeared.
If you're not customers, could you please leave?
What is this place? Bringing out a mobster. Where's the owner?
I am. What about it?
You are.
Let's talk outside if you have any concerns. Help me.
And so, my Phil and Sil were taken away by the mobster. I decided to leave the salon in the care of the mobster's wife and go see what was happening with my Sil and Phil. My Phil and Sil were taken to the mobster's house.
What are you doing here now? What do you mean? We came to bring Yali back home. Do you even understand what Yali has been through all this time? Besides, you entrusted Yali to me, didn't you? On the day my sister died.
What do you mean? I asked the mobster. The mobster was surprised to see me. He didn't seem to have noticed my presence.
Yelly, actually, I'm Matthew's mother's brother. My sister asked me to take care of you. Since you ran away from home, she wanted me to look after you.
Hello, it's me. Yali is in the park nearby right now. Could you take care of her for a while? She seems to have been treated harshly. I can't do anything for her.
Got it. I'll take care of her. Can't say no to my sister's request.
He told me all about that time.
I caused my sister a lot of trouble in the past, so I couldn't refuse. I think she saw herself in Yali. She didn't want Yali to become a slave to that family like she was. So I took Yali, who was crying in the park, back home.
You're kidding. My mill. Thinking back, I don't remember my mill ever doing anything bad to me directly, but she always seemed to be walking on eggshells around my cell. She was frequently hospitalized and not blood-related, so she probably couldn't speak up. She might have been enduring a lot, and thinking about it made me tear up. I wasn't alone in that house, but now that I realize it, my mill is no longer here. Regret washed over me.
Afterward, my sister passed away, probably due to overexertion. I couldn't go to the funeral looking like this. Didn't want to be pointed at as the brother of the deceased.
That's how it was.
But I did go to say goodbye properly later. That's when I talked to my Bill and mentioned that Yali was staying with us. He seemed uninterested and just said, is that so? I was in shock at that time. Have you been shocked for 5 years? Yali has been here for 5 years now, and now you suddenly say to come back. Why would you take back a grown-up? Seeing Yali back then, how can you say that? She looked like she was about to kill herself.
Quiet, old man. I don't care if you're a mobster or what. I'm not scared anymore. Don't you get it? Our family is in trouble. Wait, you're her brother, right? Don't you have a duty to help us?
Don't mess with me. I've been patient until now, but how dare you come to see me with such audacity? You've casually strolled here as if it were nothing. You've consistently looked down on me. Were you really sick, Or was it just a convenient illness? Are you getting hyperventilation at just the right times?
I can't help being sick, can I?
Can a sick person go to a strip club? My SIL's face changed color.
How do you know that?
I wonder why. This beauty salon here is frequented by a lot of strip club girls. The place where strip club girls go to blow off steam is male strip clubs. It seems like a lot of people refresh themselves at places like strip clubs. By chance, a customer showed me a video on her cell phone of a troublesome patron, and there was my Sil splurging away. There aren't many strip clubs around here, so it was easy to recognize.
Emily, you've been going to places like that. I thought you had a boyfriend.
He is my boyfriend. He calls me his princess.
No, to a host, all customers are princesses.
We go on dates outside, too.
But then you go to the club, right?
True.
That's just accompanying them to the club.
Is that what you've been spending your money on?
It's okay, I've been putting it on a tab recently. That's why I want you, Yali, to lend me some money. We're the only sisters, after all.
What sisters? After treating me like a maid. And you too, Dad. Always making me help out at the store and complaining. And it's always Emily is frail. Frail my foot. You're the picture of health. I'm cutting ties with you all for good. Please leave.
You're going to abandon us.
You abandoned whom first? You deliberately broke the necklace that was a keepsake from my mother, didn't you? You just didn't like that Matthew and I were going out to celebrate our anniversary alone, right?
Matthew is my brother. I never wanted to hand him over to you.
That's why I gave him back to you. So why didn't you file the divorce papers? Saying that, I snatched the divorce papers sticking out of my SIL's bag. This really makes you no longer family. I whispered in my SIL's ear. I have no intention of helping you because we're no longer family. I said it firmly.
Anyway, don't you ever cross our threshold again. With that, the mobster sprinkled salt and chased out my Phil and Sil. You'll regret this.
How am I going to get money?
It's not my problem. And with that, I drove my Phil and Sil away. I managed to file the divorce papers right away. I let Matthew know via WhatsApp that I had filed them. It was also incredibly hard. I only have bad memories of my former in-laws, but understanding my Mill's feelings gave me some peace. After that, I had some peaceful days. Then someone came to visit me again. It was Matthew. Matthew pressed for reconciliation. Later, after learning about my SIL and FIL's change of heart, he came to apologize.
I didn't realize what was going on with you, Yali. I truly didn't know. I had no idea my sister was treating you so harshly.
Didn't I talk to you about it?
At that time, I was overwhelmed with work, and it wasn't until Yali was gone that I realized how important you are. Give me another chance. Let's start over.
No, it's been over 5 years since I left.
Please, let's start over.
Start over. Go away. It's not that you didn't know, you chose not to know. You're just as guilty. I didn't forgive Matthew. The divorce papers were already filed, and I don't love him anymore. I'm done being taken advantage of. 3 months later, I finally found my calling. Actually, I'm going to open a second beauty salon. They want me to take charge of it. Now I'm busy every day preparing for the new shop, but I've never felt more fulfilled in my life. As for my former in-laws, it seems my SIL's debts ballooned, and they even borrowed money from shady places. In the end, they had to sell the house and move. I saw the house listed for sale. And Matthew, he's taking care of his retired father and sister all by himself. My SIL got tired of playing with hosts and has apparently become a shut-in. I still get clingy messages from Matthew. I'm planning to block him soon.